poems for my best friend, for my long-lost former lover. I've got to write poems for the seaside, when we're sitting on the beach. And I've got to write poems that educate, at least some of my poems should teach. I've got to write poems that inspire me, that get me out of bed. And I've got to write a poem about a pickle and a potato, or any other random thought in my head. I've got to write poems that describe my reality. I've got to write poems for you and poems for me, no matter where I go, no matter what I see. I've got to write poems. I must write poetry. Okay, so don't get me wrong, right? I love drugs. I do. I can't argue with that, but you've got to have some balance, right? Like all good things, you've got to have some balance. You want to preach and teach about this fucked up system, where you fucked up your system. We can't listen to your wisdom. You're also making awful decisions. You spent all these provisions on these introverted visions. There's no physical missions when you're poisoning your bodies with these toxic emissions. Sure, let's have a smoke and drink, a chat and a think. Let's laugh until our cheeks are pink, a nod and a wink. But honestly, this policy of going to the brink seems a novelty hypocrisy of getting more in sync. We've inspired ideologies, radical philosophies. Obviously, we're meant to be inciting ancient prophecies, you know what I mean. Of all the generations, we most want to be free. Unfortunately, our motivation's shattered by the green, and our only authenticity is buzzing off a knee. You see, we're finishing ourselves before we're even starting. How are you supposed to focus when your eyes are always darting? Do you remember when we used to be creative and arty? You can't remember anything because cat killed the party. Thank you. So that being said, I'm now going to do a poem about how great drugs are, because you've got to have that balance. That balance is important. Been a couple days, been busy getting on it. Seen a couple raves, been whizzing just like Sonic. Smoked a couple J's, head dizzy from the chronic, but it's okay, I got fizzy, us a tonic. Rushing to the waist in a man-made rocket, sharp sting through my frame like a fork in a socket. Last thing through my brain as I start to feel it rocket. Rev up the engines cause I'm up like a comet. Bomb it, snort it, put it in your drink. Make a new best friend and tell them everything you think. You're the hero of the party and you're having so much fun, but you're swallowing your blood because you're biting on your tongue. You're young, you're free, you're where you want to be. You seem to fall in love with almost everyone you meet, and that girl you find annoying, well, she's actually really sweet, and you tell her that she's lovely while you're massaging her feet. So what it is I'm saying from a weekend full of thrills, there's a pleasure you can cherish in some really banging pills. I'm thinking of doing children's parties. Yeah, obviously not with this set, but I'm thinking about doing poetry to children. But the problem is I've got no children to perform this poetry to. So I'd like you all to pretend like you're little kids right now. I know it's not that hard to Wellington, but we're all little kids, right? And you had turkey dinosaurs for dinner. And now you've had one glass of fizzy pop, so you're feeling a little loose, but still in control of your actions, right? Everyone excited for Power Rangers? Yeah? Okay, cool. Rabbits and very little rats adorn tiny hats, enjoy a piece of cake. Watering cans and multicoloured fans congratulate a pregnant snake. It seems to be I'm dreaming, but I'm sitting wide awake. In my imagination, I never make mistakes. There are rainbows that are French. They're sitting on a bench. They want to make friends. There's puddles of bubbles and cuddles and double. The laughter never ends. I'm dressed up as a clown and I'm running around the town, being pretty cheeky. It's a merry-go-round circus. It's got no point or purpose, but you'll love it if you're freaky. The hills are made of mangoes, don't walk, only tango, and play the kazoo. There are musical monks and monkeys with trunks. The grass here grows blue. It's completely crazy, and I go there daily, often a hide. but it's always around me. Its beauty surrounds me. I just have to look inside. Thank you. Okay, I've written some limericks for you.
Go for it.
There was a young man from Dundee that always did stand on his knees, and he didn't give a shit that his knees would split and all on my carpet he'd bleed. There were two ugly sisters from Shoreham who went for a walk out of boredom, but who should attack but a sex maniac who walked past and completely ignored them. There were two young friends from Jerusalem who would slap everyone that was rude to them, but then one day they met Theresa May and she deported the troublemaking hooligans. Thank you. Next, I'm going to do a poem about not being able to write poems. Inspiration doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who pace around their rooms at 4 in the morning and wonder what to write. It's the blood from your pores as you bang your head on the wall and try your best to type. Let hatred emerge for all of your words. Inscribe even the ones you don't like. Don't try make it pretty, it will always be shitty because you'll never describe it quite right. Cheers.
I've got time to give you this.
Okay, so a couple of years ago I went to Festival Number 6. It's this festival in North Wales in September. So obviously it rained the whole fucking time and we had a shit time. But I woke up on the Monday morning to a soak tent, no phone, my lift had already left, and I started a pilgrimage back to the city I love, Brighton town. About halfway through that journey, I went to Birmingham for the first time, right? And I was like lost and confused and hungover, and I wrote this poem. It's another dark day in Birmingham. The beer-soaked newspaper dries on the street, only to be pushed into a puddle by an old Ford, oh Lord. The Birmingham streets complete my view on greenery by the sea, a luxury so dear to me, oh please let me be back by the lapping waves. Seems years away, but no, I'm in Birmingham. A rucksack on my back and my shoes soaked through. A person to my right spat while my toes turn blue. The smell of smoke fills the air like a cheap perfume. And if here I end up buried, I can only hope to be exhumed. I'm scared I'll die in Birmingham. Oh please help me have enough life left in me to drag myself to the border. I fear I'll probably die of boredom. A group of lads walk past and I pretend like I ain't saw them. They chant and they jeer and they ask me what I can do for them. I vomit blood from my mouth because I know boys like Goran. It's another dark day in Birmingham. I fear the sun is eclipsed, but it probably just never reaches this sinkhole, this shithole, this blemish on the British Isles, does it? Hey, cheers. I'm going to do a happy poem because I feel quite a lot of poetry is quite sad, including my own. So I thought, oh, I'll write a happy poem, but it's ended up sounding like something from The Sound of Music. So I'm sorry about that. But let's just be twee for a moment, shall we? People making other people laugh. Dancing in the dark, looking at the sunset, making art, moving to the rhythm of the beat, tickling your feet, working really hard and being better than the star. Someone gives you something you can keep, putting sugar, make it sweet, get a bullseye from one dart. Thinking it's expensive, then it's cheap, I got the right amount of sleep, I got a question and there's someone there to ask. There's a party in the rain, there's a joke inside my brain, I got a Sharpie and some glitter and my hoodie's looking plain. There's a coffee in the morning, there's another morning dawning. People say my hoodie's wicked, well before it was for boring, adoring. Every single moment of your eyes. I told my mum I wasn't coming and then I turned up as a surprise. Reprise! It's a song I haven't heard in years. You can ask me why I'm crying, but they're always happy tears. Cheers. wrote a poem about punk music, and I put it on my Facebook page, and loads of punks liked it from across the world, which is like awesome. But the thing is in Brighton, I'm surrounded by like happy fun punks that just like get too boozed and play shit guitar, whereas on the internet it's full of like not fun punks, like nasty punks, right? So my next poem's called Biracial Loving. No. So this is the poem about punk music.
Yeah.
And he told me the punk is dead, as his fingers brushed his hair, neatly combed on his head. And he told me there is no counterculture. The revolutionist, the media is as a corpse to the vulture. And he told me there's nothing left to believe in as his foot drummed lightly on the top of the glass ceiling and aside. The child inside of me silently cried. I went down deep into my heart-wrenched swallow until something about it felt a little hard to swallow. When was the last time you went to a punk gig? When your ears were ringing, the whole smoking area singing, having their post-gig sing? When was the last time you went to a fucking shindig? The whole crowd swaying, the music that's playing, penetrating deeper than an earwig. What do you know about the PSPO? What the fuck do you know about what goes on below? If you're living in Brighton town and can't see the cultural revolution, then you're the fucking clown, because I met people that keep punk alive. They got more punk in their middle finger than you'll ever have in your life. Thank you. This is a poem for if you're working a 9 to 5, how to survive. Okay. She says, you haven't ironed your shirt. I said, you should see the dirt under my nails. 2 days ago I was riding in the mud with the snails. My pale skin tan with grime. I said, fine, I'll iron it next time. She says, you're late. I said, 2 days ago I didn't even know the date. I was a master of my own fate. A loose cannon, spinning and sinning. I was boozing and my knees were bruising. I said, sorry, time I am always losing. She says, your brain is not here. I laughed and said, it's not even near. I have transcended fear. I've indulged in too much beer and too much cheer. I sat round the fire discussing vague notions and passing vague potions. I said, sorry, I'll try harder to focus. I'll try so hard to assist without taking the piss. I'll do this customer service as if it was my purpose. I'll slave hours away almost every day, because I hardly work compared to how hard I play. Thanks. Okay. And this poem's about how to survive if you're not working a 9 to 5. The bass booms heavy to the very core of our generation, giving up the 9 to 5. We live on permanent vacation, and the old pigs try and put us on probation, but we'll put up a fair fight with all the proper mediation, and I'm patient. Waiting patient for a time, see eye to eye with my maker, but he's a scammer and a liar. He's a show-off and a faker. Stab his own in the side for a sight of some paper, so I'll just let out a loud sigh and get back to it later. A waiter working a job that he hates because his mind just creates and can't think of much else than someone else. Constantly stacking shelves, living hell because they dwell in the dystopian obsession of a cell that doesn't even pay that well. Oh well, just think of the money, hope your co-worker is funny, and forget that outside is happy and sunny. It's a real pity, it's a little bit shitty, but we do what we do to get by in the city. I don't want to get by, I don't want to try. I don't want a desk job, I want to die a slob. Don't want to buy a tie, I would rather die. All I want to do is chat shit and get high. Thank you. Big up to Wellington.